Stateless Society, by Mitchell Suckner. For what reason do we need government? Is it government that plows the fields, that harvests our crops, or that brings them to our table? In places where the government performs these actions, does it do them as well as private enterprise? Is it government which creates new jobs, new technology, or new goods and services to enrich our lives? If private interests were banned from doing these things, would it improve our lives in any way? For what reason do we need government? Can it keep us safe from crime, or does it cause more? Can it save us from poverty, or does it force us into destitution? Does it ever lie to us, and if it does, how often is it held accountable? In this book, I will discuss these questions, and I will present an argument as to why government may not just be unnecessary, but undesirable. In order to do this, we have to understand if government is fundamentally good or bad, and if it is bad, what do we replace it with? In order to understand whether a system of organization is good or bad, we must understand what it is, the policy, in other words. To understand why a set of policies exist, we have to understand the ideology behind those policies. An ideology is the worldview that a certain system of organization is based on. Likewise, to understand an ideology, we must understand the philosophy, or guiding principles of that ideology, the moral presuppositions that naturally lend themselves to the formation of a particular ideology. Finally, to determine whether a philosophy is fundamentally morally correct or incorrect, we must understand its basis for morality. Is a system moral or not? Is it utilitarian, consequentialist, or hedonist? If all morality is subjective, then we can dismiss outright any and all ideologies, that is to say, that if right and wrong are a matter of subjective opinion, then no one can say that murder is wrong because to some people it may be right. The same thing can be said for rape and theft. If all morality is purely subjective, then there is nothing morally wrong with everyone doing whatever they want all the time. In this book, however, I will presuppose that morality is objective and there is a definite right and a definite wrong. I believe that morality fundamentally comes from God, and if this is the case, then to understand whether something is moral, we must understand the theological justification for that thing. Therefore, I have broken this book up into 4 main sections: Part 1, Theology; Part 2, Philosophy; Part 3, Ideology; Part 4, Policy.